Hi, I'm back again. I'm not sure if you've seen my first video, but anyway, I'm going to read from this to try to just reinforce what I said. So anyway, here I go. Hello again, I'm Robert. If you heard my first video, you'll be well informed of my opinion about the very simple fact of how the government give out all the advice to get the vaccine, be it in a letter sent to you at your home or government ads on television using celebrities from all walks of life to encourage you to get the vaccine, or colour brochures with various pictures of happy smiling people showing their freedom, apparently because they have been vaccinated. Then the government websites themselves, state and federal, encourage, coerce, explain to you to get vaccinated. It is safe, it is effective. But then, as we've already seen, the disclaimer, hidden among other words at the bottom near the very end of the website, it tells you then, tells us basically the government and the regulator in no way, shape or form are responsible for all the advice they just gave us. In any case, that is all covered well and truly in the first video I made, and I ask you to watch it, for it may help you make more sense of what I'm going to tell you now. So, now I will use a simple example in an attempt to change your thinking. Well, not change your thinking, but to direct you the way to look at this situation. I only want to use basic truth and common sense, and that's all I wish, or I hope, to encourage you to use. To push all the glitz and the glamour aside, all the smoke and mirrors aside, bells and whistles, froth and bubbles. I just want you to put them all for the moment, just for the moment, into the garbage bin where they belong. You can go and dig them out or later and use them to guide you if you still wish. So I'm not taking anything from you. I'm not stealing anything from you. I am simply asking you to put all of that way of thinking and all the government paraphernalia into the wheelie bin, your wheelie bin. After you have listened to what I have to say, well then yes, by all means, if you still crave and want to be guided by government, celebrities, the bureaucrats, the media, all that information, yes, get it all out, put that all front and centre of your mind, and throw all the stuff I have said into your wheelie bin. And good riddance to me and all my silly talks and things. So okay, that's my request. That's my request that I ask of you. If you can do that, I will now start my talk. I just need a drink, sorry. You walk into a large flash showroom of a dealership selling brand new cars. The big floor-to-ceiling glass windows are sparkling clean, as are the vehicles. The air conditioning pumps out just the right temperature. It's very inviting and comfortable. There is a huge colourful picture of the very model you're interested in on the back wall, showing the SUV in an adventure situation. Beautiful scenery in the background. The salesman walks towards you and your partner. He is all clean. He's in a suit. He smiles. His teeth are very white. Is this the very vehicle you're interested in? He asks. Yes, it is, except my wife would prefer it in black, not the silver colour. Oh yes, I like the black myself, the salesman replies. No problem though, I was just looking at the stock list this morning. We have 2 black, 1 white and the silver one in stock ready to go. After 20 minutes, you're both sitting in the vehicle, looking it over, the salesman giving you the usual spiel of all the great features, its fuel efficiency, its power, its safety rating, all the comfort features, its long warranty. You like what you hear, so you both are about to start negotiating. Your wife nudges you, whispering she really likes it and they have the black one in stock. After about 10 minutes, your wife and you have got the salesman down to the price that is really reasonable. He says, I have to go ask my boss about this, the price, because I think it's on the low side. I'll be back in a few minutes. When he returns smiling, he says, I twisted the boss's arm. He actually agreed to it. Probably because we got two of the black in stock. The husband nodding his head ear to ear grin, more or less agreeing to the deal, when his wife, who was quite astute, asked a small question of the salesman. Oh, could you please just give me the brochure or the paperwork on this vehicle, which states all the specifications and its features, etc.? The salesman looks at you perplexed. Oh, young lady, I have already told you all those things. Also, haven't you seen all the ads on television showing you this vehicle? Not to mention that sports star who bought one. He even tells you this vehicle is great. Look to the back wall of our showroom, that huge poster. It is the fantastic vehicle pictured right there, the one you want. Your wife, with crunched eyebrows, says slowly, Yes, I realise and understand all that, but I still want the documented information on this vehicle. What you say, all the colour brochures, the celebrities, buying this car, all the TV ads, that's all very well. And I have seen and heard all that. Now I wish to see that document, please. Oh, miss, that is difficult to give to you. We have to apply and wait to see how much information we will get. The warm discussion turns into a debate, then a blatant argument. Your intuitive wife stomps out the showroom, mumbling rude words about the salesman and the whole dealership. For some weak, strange reason, you apologise to the salesman, then chase after your wife. Back in your own car, driving home, to calm your wife down, asking, what's the problem, love? We all know what we need to know about the car. She turns her head to him and says, are you really that naive, that innocent or foolish, dear? That salesman gave us all the fancy palaver when I wanted the real stuff, the hard copy of the technical specifications. He gave us zero. Just some odd excuse that information is hard to obtain. We have to apply. Didn't that ring alarm bells off in your mind? Well, I suppose, the husband said, but no buts, dear. You better leave this car buying business to me. So anyway, that's the little story of a husband and wife going to buy a car and got all the palaver, all the stuff, but never got, when they come to the hard documentation, can get it. Anyway, that's the car buying incident. I'm assuming you would do the same as that young lady did. Well, what if the same couple had a 10-year-old daughter? And the politicians, the Therapeutic Goods Administration, the celebrities on TV, the bureaucrats, the colourful posters, the talk show hosts, the government websites, and also get vaccinated. Vaccinate your child. It's safe. It's effective. Maybe the husband would say, well, yes, we should get our daughter vaccinated. All the information says to. Then his wife crunches her eyebrows again. He's getting used to that by now. Dear, that's all very well and maybe the right thing to do. But in the end, it's all just hearsay, adverts, fancy stuff. If they have nothing to hide, they will show us the real stuff The actual paperwork. What do you mean, the paperwork? Well, darling, when Pfizer, for example, have said our vaccine is ready, they will give all the data, the information, the lab tests, etc., etc., etc. They have on their new vaccine to the Therapeutic Goods Agency, which is the TGA for short. The TGA will look at the data, the tests, information, going through a process to decide if that vaccine is in fact safe and effective. So I want to simply see that the paperwork Pfizer gave to our TGA. I want to see the paperwork of the TGA's process, the questions they would have asked Pfizer, the answers Pfizer gave them, and so on. The questions they should have asked Pfizer and maybe did not. In other words, I can see how thorough Pfizer was and how thorough our own Therapeutic Goods Administration was. Or, more so, my independent epidemiologist, virologist, my doctor, my professor. You see, dear, you go for the showbiz, the colour brochures. I go for the real stuff. And this is not a car we are dealing with here. It is our own precious daughter. But what if they don't give us all that documentation? Well, darling, that's when I smell a rat. That's when I hear the alarm bells ringing loud and clear. And darling, if you can't smell a rat or hear those bells, I suggest you get your nose and ears checked out pronto. That's what I'm asking for. But anyway, so for me personally, I would want to go along with the wife's way or manner of checking out what's really going on here. As if I had a 10-year-old daughter and I had to go away for some reason, I know who I would want to be the guardian over my daughter. Undoubtedly, it would be the wife, simply because she uses reason, logic, her life experiences, unemotional common sense. Then with no fear or favour, she comes to the best possible conclusion. Now that's who I would want to be guardian over my 10-year-old daughter. Her husband is the opposite. He goes for the showbiz version. He is attracted by the neon lights, the slick talk show host, the colour brochures, the celebrity, the government, the officialdom, the well-paid bureaucrats. Yes, we must go quickly as possible to get our daughter vaccinated. You see, the primetime television tells him all he needs to know. In fact, what's going on here is he doesn't in reality have an opinion at all. What he has is an agreement. In his mind, his mind was already made up well before any COVID-19 was here. No matter what the officialdom said of any type of emergency, be it military, economically, medically, he simply just agrees. There is no critical thinking. Nothing at all is analysed. The bureaucrats, the politicians said it, so it must be true. So with fear and ignorance in his heart, he falls into line quickly as possible and obeys what the politicians and the bureaucrats say. And also at the same time, he abuses anyone who doesn't fall into line just like him. Okay, so that's how I look at it. So I'd agree with the wife. Now I have something to say that is so boring, but it is one of the fundamental reasons you should most definitely question all the things the politicians say, all the things the bureaucrats and the media say. Why is it simple? The very simplest thing is you have to question them because the simple thing is they tell lies. They tell blatant lies. Then they will tell more lies to cover up the lies they just told us. The bureaucratic professor And this is how it works. The bureaucratic professor, with his snout well and truly in the trough, when he knows or hears of a problem, some skullduggery going on, does he leave the trough, walk outside to tell the public, meaning us, the people, what the bloody hell is going on? No, he does not. He lifts his head, ponders the fact of doing the right thing for about 3 seconds, then dives his fat face back into the food trough, burping and farting with all the other soulless human hogs, shoulder to shoulder, scoffing, gormandising on the very benefits and overly generous salary that we, the citizens, pay them. In fact, the main way the leadership, the high-end bureaucrats tell lies is by keeping their trap shut. That's what they do. I'm going to show you some other characters later that who stood up in history and what happened to them, and why these bureaucrats don't say a thing. They just want their money that we pay them. So if you are over the age of 21 and you have the slightest notion, I really mean this, that by and large the politicians and bureaucrats actually care about you, well, you are living in a delusion, and this delusion will continually keep you making total mistakes in your opinion. You being unaware, innocent and well-meaning causes you to take a certain view or a belief. But if you knew what really went on behind the veiled curtain, you would be horrified at the previous assumptions that you held and stood for. So now let's get back to me, the foolish one that is not vaccinated. This is what I want. I want to know and see the paperwork of the TGA. Of the TGA, what they received from Pfizer. All the tests they done, all the data, all the back and forth questions and answers between Pfizer and our TG, the Therapeutical Goods Administration. I want to see the whole approval process. The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine has been approved in America by the FDA. That's their equivalent of the TGA. Can I please have that paperwork as well? The TGA and the FDA so-called help each other out and exchange medical data all the time. This should all be basic immediate public knowledge anyway. The citizens of America pay the FDA. We in Australia pay the TGA, all out of our taxes. We own them. They work for us. The information is the people's information. So can I please have that? I can come pick it up. Get it all printed off, I'll come pick it up. Or you can send it to me. You send me all the other paraphernalia in the mail, signed by the Prime Minister, Health Minister. You send that to me. Can you please send me the other information I want? Or if you don't want to do that, simply put it all on your website. Then I can show my doctor. Oh, while you're at it, you will have to take that strange law or rule away that binds my doctor to say what you, the government, say. In other words, my doctor can be a free thinker and give his opinion as he sees fit. And I can take his advice and opinion as I see fit. This is called freedom. Also, you can stop making all those expensive posters, TV ads, promoting the vaccines. I don't need that stuff. I need you to simply be honest, and I need to be simply honestly informed. So I can then actually decide what I do. It's called Mr. Politician, Mr. Bureaucrat, Mr. Professor, who work for the government. It's called informed consent. Informed consent. Very simple, isn't it? At the moment, I'm not informed. You keep all the vital information. I'm not informed. I am coerced. I am conned. I am manipulated. I am brainwashed. I am mandated into getting the vaccine. Well, Mr. Politician, none of that works on me. I am one of those difficult people you don't like. I am a citizen that does the strange thing that you absolutely despise. The strange thing of thinking. So like the wise thinking lady at the flash car dealership said to the slick salesman, just give me the paperwork. Yes, that's all this stupid anti-vaxxer, so-called anti-vaxxer, wants. The technical medical data on the vaccine and the ability for me and my medical practitioner, whoever that may be, then to look it over. Only then I will make my decision on what gets put into my body or the body of my precious child. All you other citizens who listen to the talk show host, whatever, you stick to with the colour brochures, the smiling celebrities, promises from the politicians and the bureaucrats that then actually cancel out what they promise at the bottom of the page. You know, so off you go. Don't listen to my idiotic advice. They're just ramblings of an anti-vaccine fool. If that's what you think of me, well then, yes, like I said, you can chuck everything in the garbage bin and go back to all that other stuff. But look, so I hope I have said something that may make you think a little. In my next video, I'll explain how no matter how hard you try, or if you have caught on yet when you do try, you will not get the very information you seek. And your doctor will not be getting the green light to advise you how he really thinks. This should terrify you. It terrifies me. I do really hope this gets the juices mixing and flowing in your mind. I want to make very clear again whether you want to drink a cup of coffee or have a hamburger with a lot, or whether you have a beer or a wine or a fizzy drink, or whether you get vaccinated or not. I think it should be totally and utterly up to you. I'm not the government. I'm not coercing you or forcing you to get the jab. Either way, totally up to you. What I am trying to do is to inform you of what's going on, so you will listen and chase real information that you can count on. I base all I say on my life experience and my heartfelt opinion. In my next video, I'll be explaining a lot more, but I'll explain why I know that you will not be getting all the information from the government, from the TGA. But then it doesn't really matter, does it? Because those talk show hosts, and there's plenty of them, you know all those shows that you watch, all the ones that talk about getting the vaccine. It doesn't matter if you don't get the information from the TGA, because obviously they will have it All the talk show hosts, all the celebrities, they would have already applied and got all this information. How else could they have the knowledge or the will or the gall to, on primetime television, tell you to get vaccinated unless they all went and had already the information that from the TGA, all the information that we discussed, the real stuff. They've already got it apparently. So if you've been vaccinated and you took notice of all that stuff, well, you go ask them, where's the information? I wouldn't dare tell you to get vaccinated unless I had all the facts first. I wouldn't. They did. The talk show hosts, all the celebrities, all the bureaucrats, all the politicians, all those people who told you to get vaccinated, and I don't blame you. You should be able to trust someone on primetime television. You should be able to trust our professors and bureaucrats. You should be able to trust our politicians. So you're more innocent than anything else. I hope I pointed out to you that hopefully you ask those questions of the talk show host, especially the talk show hosts who come and they're all very well paid people, all the above that I just said. I'd be most fearful to tell you to get any medication unless I had all the facts. That's me. I'm most fearful to tell you not to get it because I don't know everything. But at least I know I don't know everything. I have a whole lot of reasons that I'll keep on making videos to explain my position. But I come from one thing. I told you before, I'm going to come from just the truth, and I'm not going to say anything that I don't believe. There'll be things that I know and things that I don't know. So anyway, I hope that you may sort of just start to think and think maybe you should have all the real information before you get vaccinated or vaccinate your child. After you get all the information, if you can, but I know you won't be able to. That should frighten you. But if you can, and when you can, then make a decision. Otherwise, how can you make a real decision? And they keep all that from you. Like I told you, I don't need all those ads, those fancy stuff. Just like the lady in the showroom. Just give me the documented information, please. So I've got a lot more to say in other videos. So I hope you keep watching because there's just too much to say. And like I'm going to probably say it again and again. My brain is it's a log jam because I've got so much to say. And I only want to tell you things that I believe to be true. Okay, I hope you keep watching, so I can try to show you my point of view, and hopefully it has an impact on you, because we need more people. We need the numbers to go and pressure the bureaucrats and the politicians for the real answers. And I hope you can just sort of start to wake up and say, I don't want to hear your stuff, Mr. Celebrity, Mrs. Talk Show Host, But if you still want to just believe in that and don't see the real stuff, that's up to you. It's still up to you. I just want to add something to that last bit about asking, all the celebrities and talk show hosts, they should have all that information. Obviously, if they had if they wanted to tell you to get the vaccination, obviously they would have all that information and read it and understood it. How else could they in goodwill advise you to get it? But anyway, the other thing is, ask your doctor. If you have had it, maybe give him a call. Maybe I'm wrong in what I say. I can only do so much research. These institutions, you try to get information, it's difficult. You try to get answers from politicians, it's difficult. But go ask your doctor if you've been vaccinated. Maybe give him a ring. Say, did you read all the information about this vaccine that the Therapeutic Goods Administration had and gave permission for you to give it? You obviously would have had to read it. You're the doctor, understand it all. Or did you just listen to the head bureaucrat, the head of the TGA say it's all good, get it? Is that what you go on? Or what is it, doctor? Because you vaccinated me. I don't know. Ring up your doctor and ask him. You've got every right to, haven't you? Or the chemist, the person who injected you. Ask them. Or if you're going to get your child vaccinated, or you decided to, well, ask your doctor, where all that information is, and that he's obviously read it and that he understands it. And maybe he can give you a copy of it all. Maybe he has it. Maybe the TGA do give it all out. I didn't find that. So you have to ask, just as a curious citizen, just as using, like I say, like common sense. Like I was talking about the car dealer. Obviously, at a car dealer, they do give you the specifications, and I was just trying to use a metaphor, an example, to see, well, if you wouldn't get that information from a car dealer, you'd be shocked and surprised, and you would walk off like the wife did. Well, that's just I realise in real life that they do have the specifications for the car, so everything's all good. But if they wouldn't, you'd do what the wife done. So isn't this the same with a vaccine, only probably 1,000 more times important, or it's unmeasurable, the importance of it, because it's going into your child's body. Maybe it is all good. Maybe it's the right thing to do. So simply ask questions, because the masses that don't ask the questions, the people that don't question government and authority, unfortunately, I believe that you guys, the people who don't do that, you are guys are the serious threat to all of us. Because you can just let the authorities run riot and you just accept everything. Like the husband did at the car dealership, or the husband does as far as the vaccination is concerned. So ask your doctor. And the interesting thing is, all different countries have their version of the Therapeutic Goods Administration, the regulator, whether it's France and Germany, America, like America's the FDA, Britain, they got theirs, New Zealand's got it, Canada. The interesting thing, you go and look at them, and all those have a similar disclaimer as well. An interesting thing, all the leaders, ex-leaders, all the people in charge are saying get the vaccination, but they keep it very simple, just get it. They don't give you enough, they don't give you the information that we want. It's like Tony Blair, he used to be the Prime Minister in Britain. He got on recently on social media, and he said if, the people that don't get vaccinated, well, he called them an idiot. You're an idiot, he said. So that refers to me as well. Well, thanks very much. And he's an ex-Prime Minister. But that's what he said, you're an idiot. Not why, how. Well, I got the same questions for him. Give me all the information. Don't stare me in the face and call me an idiot and then walk off. So that's all I've got to say. I hope you start to ask questions. I hope you're not scared to ask your doctor. Maybe your doctor will be all accommodating and prove me all wrong. Maybe he has the stuff. Maybe he doesn't. So I just wanted to add that. But yeah, all the leaders around the world are saying the same thing in a different manner, but pushing for the vaccination. And if you don't get it, it can be France. Him, the leader there, he wants to piss all the people off that aren't getting it. That's how he speaks to his citizens. Same thing. So he's saying it indirectly. Obviously, I'm in Australia, to me. Leaders shouldn't act like that. We're all citizens. So anyway, I've got so much more to say on other talks. So I hope you keep listening, because I really do have a lot more to reveal what I think many people don't know, and so on. So thanks, and hope you keep watching. Okay, bye for now.